Larry Anglisano at Aviation Consumer Magazine. In a previous video, we looked at the SiriusXM SXAR-1 satellite weather receiver. Now, at the time, we thought it was a good performer, but we wondered what kind of traction it might have in a market dominated by free ADS-B weather. Now, since then, app maker ForeFlight added the SXAR-1 to its mobile app feature set, sort of breathe a new life into the SXAR-1. Now, Garmin comes to the market with its own satellite weather receiver. It's the GDL50 series. There's a GDL51 and the GDL52, which has both ADS-B and SXM. Let's go to the bench and have a look. Priced at $699 retail, the GDL51 is one of several versions of the device. It's considered entry-level, and it has a built-in WAAS GPS for sending position, speed, and backup attitude data to the Era 660 and 796 portable GPSs. It also works with the Garmin Pilot tablet and smartphone app, which has SVX synthetic vision and a full set of electronic flight instruments. Weighing less than a pound, the chassis mold of the GDL is sort of alarm clock-like, and at roughly 5 inches wide, 3.5 inches deep, and a bit over an inch high, it's easy to stash wherever you want. It worked for us in a flight bag, which is a bonus for reducing clutter in the cockpit. A non-slip friction pad on the bottom of the case keeps it from moving around when it's surface mounted, but for times like this, we think the $25 securing mounting bracket that Garmin offers makes better sense. The GDL runs on a lithium-ion battery that Garmin says should last for about 7 hours on a full charge. Now, based on our use, that's about right, and although like most cockpit portable electronics, we suggest plugging it in using the supplied micro USB cable. The GDL does have a battery saver feature that turns the unit off when external power is removed, or when it senses that the ground speed is less than 20 knots. Now, when it comes to power input and charging, we wish the GDL had a mini B power connector instead of the smaller micro B, which seems to take a few more frustrating seconds to snap into place. The controls on a GDL51 are minimal and limited to a power button on the left side of the case. There's also an input for an optional SXM antenna, but in our trials the GDL51 had pretty good reception without it. The right side of the case is an input for external GPS antenna and an audio output port for piping SXM entertainment into a headset that doesn't have Bluetooth, for example. The front of the GDL chassis houses a smart battery life annunciator, which turns red when a device is charging, and it flashes if there's a fault. When the battery is less than 20% of its capacity, the light turns orange, and it's green when there's a power applied where the battery level is greater than 20%. The Connects, which is Bluetooth annunciator, is blue when there's an active Bluetooth connection, and it flashes when the pairing list on the host device is cleared. When the internal GPS receiver is locked on, the GPS annunciator turns green, and it's off when there's no signal. The SXM annunciator works the same way. Connecting the GDL to a tablet or smartphone is pretty easy. You basically connect the GDL to the Pilot app after successful pairing with the phone or tablet by accessing the Connects tab in the app, and then select SiriusXM from the menu. From there you can see signal for both the weather and audio data link, plus the availability of SiriusXM weather products. Now, the GDL52 model, which has the SXM receiver and a dual-channel ADS-B and traffic and weather receiver, wasn't available when we made this production, but it will share the same chassis as the GDL51, and it'll work a lot like Garmin's GDL39 dedicated ADS-B portable receiver. It's expected to be priced at $1199. The SXM-only GDL51 is $699. Now, for comparison, Sporty sells the SXAR-1 for $699, and SiriusXM is offering a $200 rebate for a final cost of $499. The SiriusXM Aviation subscriptions start at $39.99 a month. Worth mentioning is the remote version of the GDL51 and GDL52. These are designated as a GDL51R and 52R. These are remote box solutions for connecting to Garmin's G3X Touch integrated avionics system for LSA and experimental aircraft. The remote versions support up to 2 wire displays and 2 Connects Bluetooth connections. Now, if you had to choose between the SiriusXM SXAR-1 or Garmin's GDL series, we might give the pending GDL52 an edge simply because it will receive both SXM and ADS-B weather and traffic, but it's also expected to be twice the price. To get both SXM and ADS-B on ForeFlight, you have to buy 2 receivers. Selecting the base GDL51 or the SXAR-1 will really come down to whether you use ForeFlight or a Garmin Pilot. Garmin's GDL50 series only works with Garmin Pilot, and the SXAR-1 only works with ForeFlight. Now, you can read a full report on portable SXM receivers in the November 2017 issue of Aviation Consumer magazine. Reporting for Aviation Consumer, I'm Larry Anglisano. Thanks for watching.